Angeles Dodgers have won the World Series for, in my mind, the first time since 1988. I don't count the 2020 season, 60 games, no travel, COVID, and all that. Shohei Ohtani, I mean, listen, he was hurt pretty much the whole series. They barely needed him.
Yeah, because
I
Freddie Freeman happened. Good
so
Lord.
So me and Jalen talked about this. This was the week that you were out, and he predicted Dodgers in 5 games. And I kind of felt like the Yankees after they beat Cleveland were kind of the team of destiny. But I also said when I watched both those teams, I thought the Yankees, I mean, I'm watching that World Series and it killed me because I could have made the argument Cleveland should have been up 3-2 in that series. If not, they should have been going to the World Series because I think we let 2 or 3 of those games get away just by unforced errors by Rocchio and obviously just missing the teeny bit on the location there because all the Yankees could do was score on home runs. They couldn't manufacture runs where the Dodgers could. And I thought the biggest story by the Los Angeles Dodgers was the fact that in Game 5, Jack Flaherty only won an inning and a third. Didn't matter. That team never gave up. Obviously, the 3 years by the Yankees in Game 5, they didn't finish. And I think the Dodgers were just meant to be. I mean, they were down 2-1 to their arch rival Padres in the NLDS. They never flinched, and history was made.
Yeah. So I'm going to say for the 7th time they're World Series champions because, like you, I don't count the 2020 World Series title because of the whole 60 games and COVID and being basically at a neutral site in Texas. So, but Freddie Freeman, I mean, talk about overcoming the odds. Like, he had an ankle injury, I think, if I'm not mistaken correctly.
Yeah, he did.
And they intentionally walk Mookie to get to Freddie. And what does he do? Bam! Walk off grand slam. And
Gibby meet Freddie.
Huh?
Gibby meet Freddie. The iconic call by Joe Davis.
Yeah.
Reminiscent of course, Kirk Gibson, Game 1.
Yep.
Then Game 2, they took care of the Yankees, and then the Dodgers they beat up on the Yankees. They got to them early, and I thought the biggest story of the series really was the Yankees' one advantage in the series was their starting pitching. And the Dodgers, obviously, they used a bullpen game in Game 4. And I got to tell you something, Josh. When the Yankees went up 5-0 in Game 5, I said, uh-oh, not only are we going to go to a Game 6, I thought we were going to a Game 7. And I thought there was real momentum on the Yankees side until that 5th inning happened. Because as we now know in baseball, which I think is the weirdest stat I probably have ever heard in the history of stats, that in a 3-0 series lead in the World Series, no team in MLB history had ever gotten to a Game 6. That's insane to me.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense, though, because once you're up 3-0, it feels like it's basically over. Like, we saw the 0-4 Red Sox come back from down 0-3. I get that. But, like...
Here's what's crazy, though, in baseball. This is why I'll push back a little bit. You know what the old saying is? Momentum is only as good as your next day starter.
Right. I understand that. Which, I bet you Major League Baseball is not happy that this World Series only went 5 games.
Well,
do you realize
I agree, but also Game 5 got a huge number.
Oh, I understand that. But I don't think we haven't had a Game 7 in a World Series since 2019. If I'm doing that, remembering.
Did the 2021 go 7? No, that went 6, right? Yeah, that went 6.
Yeah, that went 6.
So, yeah, 2019, you're right.
Yep. Like, Major League Baseball has to be like, what do we have to do to get a 7-game series?
Boy, I would love it if the Dodgers could go get Juan Soto. And I mean, just steal them for the New York Yankees because the Yankees, like, they're a good team, but I already mentioned it. Like, this is not me being a homer. I really thought Cleveland was like two pitches and a bad an uncharacteristic error away from winning the series. Like the Yankees won that series in five. Cleveland could have easily been up 3-2 going back to New York.
Would the Guardians have beaten the Dodgers in the World Series?
My guess would be no, but I don't know. I mean, we were playing so well. We held on right there with the Yankees. I mean, you don't know matchups and stuff depending.
Right. Which the Yankees are just the boogeyman for the Guardians. It's that simple.
2017, 2020,
2022.
2022,
Tw-
2024.
exactly.